Imagine you are sitting at your family's Thanksgiving table. The turkey is perfect. The mood is warm. Then, it happens. A relative leans in and asks that one question, the one that makes your heart sink, the one that feels like a spotlight on your most private life. We love our families. We really do. But sometimes, they cross a line. They think that shared history gives them a front row seat to your bank account or your most personal choices. But here is a secret most people are afraid to say. You do not have to answer. In fact, there are 3 specific questions you should never answer, even for your own flesh and blood. Today, I am going to show you how to take your power back and protect your peace without starting a fight. Let's talk about why your privacy is your right. Question 1. How much are you making these days? Money. It is a word that carries so much weight, doesn't it? In our culture, especially for those of us who have worked hard for decades, money is often seen as a scorecard. We think it tells the story of our success, our intelligence, or even our worth as a person. But here is a truth I have learned after 20 years of counseling families. Your bank account is not a public record. It is private. It is personal. And yet, for some reason, family members often feel they have a right to audit your life. Imagine you are sitting on the porch, enjoying a quiet Sunday afternoon with your brother or a cousin. The conversation is drifting along nicely. Then, out of nowhere, they drop the big one. They ask, "So, with that new position, how much are you actually bringing home now?" Or perhaps they ask about your mortgage or how much you have tucked away in your retirement fund. Suddenly, the air feels a bit thinner. Your stomach ties itself in a knot. This is what I call a boundary breach. Even when it comes from someone you love, this question is a heavy intrusion. It shifts the power balance in the room. It moves you from being an equal family member to being someone who's being evaluated. You see, in many American families, asking about money is rarely just about the numbers. It is about comparison. When a relative asks about your income, they are often trying to figure out where you sit on the family ladder. If you are doing well, it can lead to a very uncomfortable tax of success. Suddenly, you might hear hints about a niece needing help with college tuition or a sibling asking for a small loan that you know will never be repaid. On the other hand, if you admit that things are a bit tight or that inflation has been hitting your grocery budget hard, the lectures start. You know the ones I mean. The patronizing advice on how you should be investing, or the back-in-my-day stories that make you feel like a teenager who can't manage their allowance. The American Psychological Association has shown that financial stress is one of the top causes of anxiety. When family members pry into your finances, they aren't just asking for data. They are inviting themselves into your mental health space. They are asking to be part of your decision-making process. But your financial life is your own. It is your autonomy. It is your independence. When this happens, you might feel the urge to explain yourself. You might feel a need to justify why you make what you do. Please, take a deep breath. You do not have to explain a thing. The goal is to be selectively vague. You want to acknowledge that they spoke, but you are not going to give them the keys to your vault. Here are a few ways to handle this, depending on who is asking and how much spice you want to put in your response. The vague but positive pivot. This is my favorite for the well-meaning but nosy relative. It is soft, it is kind, but it is a dead end for their curiosity. Try saying something like this. "You know, I am happy to say that I am being compensated fairly for the work I do. It is enough to keep me comfortable and enjoying life, which is what matters most to me. But enough about my job. I really want to hear about your retirement. How is that new hobby of yours coming along?" Notice what we did there? We answered the question without giving a single number. We told them we are okay, and then we immediately put the spotlight back on them. People love to talk about themselves. It is the best way to get the heat off of you. The firm privacy approach. Sometimes you need a stronger fence. If you have a relative who keeps pushing, you have to be clear. You have to be firm. You can say, I have actually made it a personal rule for myself. I don't discuss specific numbers outside of my own household. I have found that it just keeps things much simpler and keeps our family time focused on the fun stuff. But I would love to hear about that trip you took to the Grand Canyon. Was the weather as beautiful as the pictures? This response uses a personal rule. It is hard for someone to argue with a rule you have set for yourself. It isn't about them. It is about your own policy. It is respectful, but it is a very clear no entry sign. The humorous deflection. If your family uses humor to get through the day, use it to your advantage. A little joke can break the tension while still protecting your privacy. Try a little laugh and say, "Oh well, I am not quite ready to buy my own private island yet, but I am doing well enough to keep the lights on and the coffee brewing." Anyway, tell me about that new recipe you were talking about earlier. I've been dying to try it. It's light, it's airy, and it clearly signals that the money talk session is now over. I want you to think about the word independence. It is a beautiful word, isn't it? Independence means you are the captain of your own ship. When you allow family members to pick through your finances, you are handing over a piece of that captain's hat. By keeping your financial details private, you are preserving the integrity of your relationships. You are ensuring that when you see your brother or your aunt or your parents, you are connecting as people, not as balance sheets. Setting this boundary might feel cold at first. You might see a look of surprise on their face. You might even feel a little bit of guilt. That is okay. That guilt is just an old habit trying to stay alive. Remember, your worth is not tied to a dollar amount. You are a mother, a father, a friend, a sibling, and a person with a lifetime of wisdom. Those are the things that matter at a family dinner, not your salary, not your 401k, not your mortgage. The next time someone asks, "How much are you making?" remember that you have the power to say, "Nothing at all." Just smile, give a vague answer, and ask them about their garden. You will be amazed at how much lighter you feel when you don't have to carry the weight of their judgment. Question 2. When are you finally going to have kids or get married? Now, let's move on to a topic that I know hits home for so many of you. It is a question that has been asked at dinner tables, at weddings, and even during simple grocery store run-ins for generations. It is the question of when. When are you finally going to settle down? When are we going to hear the pitter-patter of little feet? When are you finally going to make me a grandmother? I want you to listen to that word, finally. It is a small word, isn't it? Only 7 letters. But in the world of family dynamics, it is a heavy, heavy word. It implies that you are late. It implies that you are lagging behind some invisible schedule. It suggests that, until you reach those milestones, your life is somehow on hold. In my 20 years of working with families, I have seen this one question cause more silent tears than almost any other. It is often delivered with a warm smile. It is usually wrapped in a hug or a gentle pat on the hand. Our relatives often say, "Oh, we just want you to be happy." But here is the truth. Underneath that smile, there is a mountain of pressure. There is an assumption that there is only one correct way to live a full and meaningful life, and that path, according to tradition, always leads to a wedding chapel and a nursery. But life in America today, it is beautiful, it is diverse, and it is rarely a straight line. When a family member asks about your plans for marriage or children, They are stepping into the most sacred and private parts of your heart. They are asking about your romantic life. They are asking about your physical health. They are asking about your deepest dreams and sometimes your deepest hurts. This is what I call a minefield question. Because you see, the person asking usually has no idea what is actually happening behind the scenes. Perhaps you have been trying to start a family for years, and every month brings a new wave of quiet grief. Perhaps you have experienced the loss of a dream that you aren't ready to talk about yet. Perhaps you and your partner are navigating a difficult season, and a wedding is the last thing on your mind. Or perhaps you have simply decided that your life is full and beautiful exactly as it is, without a spouse, without children. When a relative asks, when? They are effectively forcing you to do one of two things. They are forcing you to defend your life choices, or they are forcing you to reveal private medical and emotional struggles that you are not ready to share. As the wonderful author Brené Brown often says, shame grows in the dark places. Shame grows in the gaps between what people expect of us and what our reality actually is. When we feel pressured to meet a family expectation that we cannot or will not meet, it creates a sense of not being enough. It creates a feeling that we are failing the people we love. But I want to tell you something very important today. You are not failing anyone. Your life is not a disappointment. Your timeline belongs to you and only you. We have to realize that when Aunt Susan or Grandpa Joe asks about grandkids, they are often centering their own desires. They want a baby to hold. They want a big family party to attend. They want the comfort of seeing you follow the same path they took. That desire comes from a place of love, usually, but it is still their desire. It is not your responsibility to manage their expectations. It is not your job to provide them with a grandkid or a wedding just so they can feel a sense of completion. Your physical body, your relationship, and your future, these are not family property. They are your private domain. So, how do we respond when the when question comes up? How do we stay kind, but firm? How do we protect our peace without causing a scene at the Thanksgiving table? We use what I call the art of the gentle exit. We acknowledge the love, but we close the door to the inquiry. The newsflash strategy. This is for the relatives who really do mean well, but just don't realize how intrusive they are being. You want to give them a tiny bit of reassurance while keeping the curtains closed. You might say, "Oh, I know you're excited for me. I truly do. But that is a very big, very personal topic. I've decided to keep those kinds of things private for now. But I tell you what, if there is ever any big news I want to share, I promise you will be among the very first to know." Do you hear the rhythm in that? You are being warm. You are making a promise, but you are also saying, "Stop asking." You are letting them know that the information will come on your terms, not theirs. The redirect to values response. This is a wonderful way to show that your life is already full. It shifts the conversation from what you don't have to what you do have. Try saying, "You know, right now, I am feeling so incredibly content. I am really focusing on my career, and I've even traveling to see parts of the country I never thought I'd see. My life feels very full and very happy exactly as it is. What about you? What has been the highlight of your year so far?" This is a powerful move. You are defining your own happiness. You are telling them, "I am not waiting for my life to start. It has already started, and it is good." The short and sweet boundary. Sometimes you just need to be direct, especially with that one relative who doesn't take hints very well. You can simply say, "That is a very personal question, isn't it? I'm sure you can understand why I'd rather talk about something else. Like that beautiful garden you've been working on. How are the roses doing this year?" It is short, it is sweet, and it is very, very clear. You are calling out the fact that the question is personal. You are doing it with a smile, but you are not leaving any room for a follow-up. You might think that refusing to answer will hurt your family members. You might worry that they will think you are being difficult. But I want you to consider the alternative. If you answer that question when you don't want to, if you force a smile while your heart is breaking or your frustration is boiling, you are building resentment. Resentment. It is a slow poison. It is the thing that makes you want to skip the next family gathering. It is the thing that makes you stop answering their phone calls. By setting a boundary now, you are actually saving the relationship. You are ensuring that when you spend time with your family, you can be present, you can be joyful, you can be yourself, because you know that your private life is safe. Your life timeline is yours alone. There is no right age to get married. There is no perfect time to have a child. And there is no requirement to do either of those things to be a complete adult. Refusing to answer these questions is an act of self-care. It prevents other people from projecting their own fears, their own regrets, or their own outdated expectations onto your journey. You are the author of your own story. You get to decide which chapters are shared with the world, and which chapters stay between you and your closest confidants. So, the next time someone asks, "When?" take a deep breath. Remember that you are enough, exactly as you are, right now, in this moment. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them a justification. Just give them a kind smile and change the subject. Your peace is worth so much more than their curiosity. Keep practicing these words. The first time you say them, your voice might shake a little. That is okay. The second time, you will be stronger. The third time, it will feel like second nature. You are teaching people how to treat you, and that is one of the most important things you will ever do. Question 3. Have you put on a little weight? Or are you really going to eat that? Now, we come to the final question. And I have to tell you, this one might be the most sensitive of them all. It is the one that happens right in the middle of a beautiful meal. You are sitting there, enjoying a piece of your favorite homemade pie, or perhaps a second helping of that delicious Sunday roast. Then you hear it, the voice of a relative. Maybe it is an aunt or a well-meaning cousin. They look at your plate, then they look at you, and they say, "Are you sure you want that second helping?" Or maybe they lean in close and whisper, "Have you put on a little weight lately? I'm only asking because I'm worried about your health." Oh, that word, health. It is often used as a shield. People think that if they call it concern for your health, they have the right to comment on your physical body. But let's be honest with each other today. When someone comments on your weight or your eating habits in front of the whole family, it rarely feels like health. It feels like judgment. It feels like shame. It is a very strange thing that happens in families. Our relatives often feel they have a proprietary interest in our bodies. That is a fancy way of saying they think they own a piece of us because they knew us when we were babies, because they changed our diapers or watched us run around the backyard in the summer heat. They forget that we have grown up. They forget that we are now adults with our own relationship with the mirror. I want you to think about your body for a moment. It is your home. It is the only place you truly live. It is your most private and personal domain. When a relative makes a comment about your size or what you are putting on your fork, they are walking into your home without an invitation. They are moving the furniture around without asking. In my years of practice, I have seen how much damage these innocent comments can do. Psychological studies, especially those from major health organizations, show that judging someone's weight can lead to long-term sadness. It can make a person feel not good enough. It can turn a joyful holiday dinner into a source of deep anxiety. Think about the timing. These comments usually happen during holidays like Thanksgiving or Christmas. These are times when food is a symbol of love. It is a symbol of tradition. When a relative criticizes your plate, they are effectively stealing the joy out of the celebration. They are asserting control over you. They are saying, "I know what is best for you, better than you know yourself." But they don't. They really don't. You are the only person who knows how you feel. You are the only person who knows your journey with your health, and you are the only one who gets to decide what goes on your plate. When it comes to your body, you cannot be vague. You cannot just laugh it off. This requires what I call a hard boundary. You need to send a very clear signal that your physical self is not a topic for public debate. It is not on the menu for discussion. Here is how you can handle these moments with grace and strength. The body neutrality pivot. This is a very powerful way to stop the conversation in its tracks. It focuses on how you feel, rather than how you look. Try saying something like this. "You know, I am actually feeling really good lately. I am focusing on what makes me happy and what keeps my energy up. I've decided to leave all the body talk at the front door today. I really just want to enjoy this wonderful meal with all of you. Shall we talk about something else? This pie is absolutely delicious, isn't it?" Do you hear how firm that is? You aren't arguing. You aren't defending your weight. You are simply stating a fact. The body talk is over. You are inviting them to join you in the joy of the meal instead of the judgment of it. The health is private stance. This is the perfect response for the relative who says they are just worried about your health. You can say, "I appreciate that you care about me. I truly do. But my health and my weight are things that I only discuss with my doctor. They are private matters. I'm much more interested in hearing about your life. I heard you joined a new book club. Tell me all about it." This is a brilliant move. By mentioning your doctor, you are reminding them that there is a professional in charge of your health. You are saying, "I have this covered, and I don't need an assistant manager for my life." It is polite, it is respectful, but it is a very solid wall. The gentle correction. Sometimes, you need to be very direct about how their words make you feel. This is especially important for parents or very close relatives who might not realize they are being hurtful. You might say, "I know you are coming from a place of love. I really do believe that, but I've made a choice. I've decided not to discuss my weight or my diet at family gatherings anymore. It helps me enjoy our time together so much more when we focus on other things. Can we agree to keep our visits focused on our connection instead?" This is a beautiful way to handle it. You are asking for a pact. You are saying that the relationship is more important than the weight. You are teaching them how to love you in a way that doesn't hurt. I want you to repeat this to yourself. My body is mine. My body is mine. It is a simple sentence, but it is a very big truth. When you decline to engage in body talk, you are reinforcing your right to exist without being scrutinized. You are saying that you are more than a number on a scale. You are a human being with a soul, a mind, and a heart. It can be hard to say these things to an older relative. I know that. In the American tradition, we are taught to respect our elders. But respect is a two-way street. Respecting someone doesn't mean you have to let them make you feel small. By setting these boundaries, you are actually making your family stronger. You are creating a space where everyone can feel safe. Imagine a family dinner where no one is worried about being judged for taking a second piece of cake. Imagine a gathering where the focus is on laughter and stories, not on waistlines. You are the sole occupant and the only owner of your body. You have worked hard. You have lived a long and meaningful life. You have earned the right to be comfortable in your own skin. Don't let a stray comment from a relative take that away from you. Practice your responses, use your voice, and remember, the most important relationship you have is the one you have with yourself. When you stand up for your own peace, you are giving a gift to the rest of the family too. You are showing them that it is okay to have boundaries. You are showing them that love, real love, doesn't come with a list of criticisms. So, at your next family potluck, when the casserole is being passed around, hold your head high, enjoy your food, enjoy your company, and if someone starts to comment on your plate, you just smile, use one of your new phrases, and take another bite of that delicious pie. You deserve to be there, exactly as you are. Setting boundaries with your family. It is not an act of war. It is an act of love. It is a way to protect the peace, the beautiful peace that you have worked so hard to build over the years. Remember, you are the owner of your life. You get to decide who enters your private thoughts. If this message helped you feel a little stronger today, please give this video a like. It truly helps others find this message of strength, and I really want to hear from you. Have you ever successfully redirected a nosy relative? Tell me your story in the comments below. Your wisdom could be the exact thing someone else needs to hear today. Thank you for spending your precious time with me. Be sure to subscribe so we can keep navigating this journey of life together. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep your boundaries strong.